Good morning, Sonor family. Jules here. Got some things going on I want to talk to you about. I've got this batch of snare drums that I'm working on. All of them are from the early 90s, somewhere in that range. They've all got the hella hoops of that time with the extended snare gates on the snare side. And they're all going to turn out great, I think. I've just about completed the 14 by 6.5 stain red, and it's an absolutely beautiful shell, almost perfect, and the hardware's turning out fantastic on that. The throw off, is good and tight. It's not it's not worn out like a lot of throw offs can be that have got a lot of use on them. So, got that stuff coming out to you soon. Got some other things I'm working on. I'm working on trying to get some more artists lined up. I've got a local artist coming out to you next week, and he's somebody that used to be active on the Sonar Museum. So I think a lot of people will be interested in hearing about what he has to say and in his perspective on things. I got a couple of things I'm working on aside from that. I've changed the interviews from being called interviews to Sonor Talk. And the reason for that is because really what they are is they're two guys talking. And so basically at this point, instead of having a bullet point list I go down, I just open up conversation and we both talk quite a bit. And just to give you an example, I got a 3 hour conversation cut down to 30 minutes. So, when I get these guys and we get to talking, it just works out that we have a very relaxed two-way conversation. And I know people aren't watching that for me. So I cut out the lion's share of what I've had to say. Plus, a lot of times in the conversation, I'm bringing up things that you've already heard anyway. So you don't want to hear me tell this same story every time I do a sonar talk with somebody. So, I'm careful on that. I still make sure we hit all the important points and that gets into the final cut. But anyway, so I think things are coming along with the evolution of the interviews. We're less than 2 months in, and I just really excited about how many subscribers I've got. I still running a little short of that 1,000 subscribers I'm looking for. So if you haven't subscribed, please do that. I got some other things in the works. I want to do a video on sonar dealers. In a perfect world, we would all have a local dealer where we could go buy our sonar drums. They would have everything we could imagine in stock. They'd have all the parts we might ever need or want. They'd have memory locks, all the financing options and anything special you can imagine. The reality is very far from that. You got one particular company that does a lot of exclusive stuff that you can only get from them. You got a guy that's a full line dealer, but he seems to specialize in parts in addition to having snares and shell sets and all that. And then you got your local guys and some other people we'll talk about. And, so there's not a one size fits all dealer, to me, unfortunately. I'm looking into a few paid videos. One is how I go about rehabbing drums, like these designer series drums. They're turning out great. And I want to share with you what I do. It's a very detailed process. It's actually a little bit more costly than you might think. I'll go into the chemicals that I use for the different things. And I have special towel or not, I have special towels and rags. And the rags, I only use virgin rags on lacquer shells. And so I go through quite a few of those. And, if I went back and figured out what I spend, I mean, it's not $100, but it's not five either, I'm sure. But we'll go through all that. And I've got another one on rehabbing the older throw offs. So I'm planning to do another video on how to rehab throw offs. There is a semi solid rivet in there that over time and for various reasons it gets loosened up and the uh, action on the throw gets really sloppy and eventually it can actually bind up. And I've seen where people have actually bent the lever on the throw off just trying to force it into place because everything was off axis and binding. So There is a way to effectively rehab that, and so that may be another paid video I do. Anyway, it's Friday, and I don't know about where you are, but it's going to be a pretty Friday here. We've got some events in town that I'm going to go check out, and maybe live music. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, it's going to be a good weekend. I've got a lot to do on rehab and drums for you. And anyway, I hope everybody is having a good week, and it's about over for most of us. And I'll see you soon.